Hi everyone, my name is Kurt and I am the owner and primary fitness instructor here at the Freedom of Fitness. One of the questions that I'm being asked frequently is how do I get started on a fitness program? And if you are like many individuals during this COVID experience, you may have found that you gained a couple of extra pounds, not had an opportunity to walk interdepartmentally through your building or visit colleagues, 5 doors down from your office location or your workspace. As a result of it, over months and months and months and months, many of us have put on some extra pounds. We've lost a little bit of muscle mass. We're just not feeling like ourselves. And so the questions that you're starting to hear come around the fitness industry now that we're trickling back into fitness centers, continuing virtual programming at home and working in outdoor environments, either in group or private settings, are what is the best way to start? And here's what I'm going to tell you. The best way to start is to set 3 times a week for a time element, right? So 30 minutes, 3 times a week is what I can contribute to my own self. And one of the things I'm going to suggest that you all take a really close look at is the concept of fidelity. Okay, so all of a sudden, we're talking fitness. Why are we talking about my relationship? No, this is your relationship to yourself. And so the concept of fidelity to self is that you would expect someone to be honest with you about what it is that they're doing and what they're doing with you. And now it's your time to be honest with yourself about the goals that you've set and the fact that you're going to continue on them and not make excuses to miss them. So fidelity to self means that I am going to work out 3 times a week. It's going to be 30 minutes in duration, and I don't know what that's going to look like, and that's okay. That's where you begin, just 30 minutes. Breaking down fitness, it's not as hard, it's not as complicated as everyone may think. Fitness really consists of 3 components. You've got cardiovascular, yay. That would be heart and lung, anything that's walking, bicycling, long distance, like breathing, heart and lung, right? Breathing and heart and lung. Cardiovascular, strength training, muscles, moving bones. And that could even be specific to holding a bone in an isometric contraction, right? So yoga would be an example of strengthening through isometric contractions, but we can get into different discussions about the type of contractions muscles can incur and the types of apparatus that you're using around those, whether they're isotonic or isokinetic. We also can get into the fact that there's the third component, and that third component is flexibility. And flexibility is a stretching of tendons, ligaments, and muscles to allow for proper recovery and/or to allow for maybe a decreased inflammation. There's a lot of reasons that we look for increased flexibility. But your 3 components, cardiovascular, boom. Strength training, got it. Flexibility, easy. So now in the course of your 30-minute workout, you could say to yourself, realistically, I'm going to walk a distance of X number of steps. So if you have an iPhone and you can measure steps on distance, certainly that's an option. You could say, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes, 5 minutes in one direction, 5 minutes back. And then what do? Well, now I've got 20 minutes left. So let me do a few push-ups. Let me do a couple of sit-ups. Let me grab some canned goods, use those as weights. I don't want to go out and buy anything right now. I'm just going to do bicep curls with weights or lateral raises for my shoulders. Then I'm going to work on a straight leg extension and lean forward to try to increase the flexibility for the back of my leg and my low back. If you do that 3 times a week, you will have created a workout, right? And you will have stuck to your plan. Now, here's the other piece of it. 3 weeks to a habit, 3 months to a lifestyle. So that means every week you've got to keep doing that for a period of 3 months before it becomes as much of a lifestyle as getting up in the morning, putting the coffee on before you take your shower and you come out and you grab the coffee and maybe you go on the road with the coffee and your nutrition bar. You have your program, but you don't deviate from that every day, because if you did, your results would be really chaotic. You might not get the kids to school on time. You may not arrive to work on time. So you do the same thing on a regular basis. Now, the reason I say 3 times a week and not Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, is that you may have something come up. And one of the things that I have found are that individuals that miss a routine workout on a Monday have said, you know what, I've already missed my goal. Screw it. It's Wednesday, I'm not gonna do it. And then Friday comes and they could have done it as well. There was time and they're just like, forget it. I'll do it next month, I'm not ready. The truth is that if you miss that Monday, it doesn't matter, right? You still have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to complete those workouts. And even if you back them all up at the last minute, you're working out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's okay. You've got to start to get the routine, and over time, you'll start to get the days and the times that work best for you. One of the things I highly recommend, if you have a lunch hour and you're out at work and or working at home, take a 30-minute break and at least go for a walk. Reset yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Get out and move the body with blood flow. That's cardiovascular. And technically, every individual should be doing 30 minutes of cardiovascular at least 5 times a week. So put a pin in it, that's off to the side. Where do you begin? You begin today. You set 30 minutes today. And if that means it's a 30-minute walk, you walk 15 minutes in one direction and 15 minutes back. That's all you need to do, all right? If you want to do 15 minutes of strength training, I don't care if you're lifting laterals or you're pulling your elbows back for bent rows or you're doing front deltoid raises or you're lying on your back and you're pushing some canned goods or chest presses forward with, if you do have dumbbells at home, like I have here in the corner, then great. Yet again, you've started your program. The next question you're going to ask yourself is, well, maybe if I join a gym. I think if I join a gym, then I'll go because I'm paying for it. Well, research shows that unless your gym is 5 minutes away from your home or your work, you're likely not to go. So if you don't have a gym that's close by your place of employment or the place that you're working every day, and by the way, if you're working from home, that gym needs to be 5 minutes from home. That would be my suggestion. And that would be my suggestion anyway, because weekend workouts are probably one of the best things you can do for yourself when you don't have to rush back from work or you're rushing from work to the gym and back home to make dinner. To have the weekend and to be able to drive 5 minutes, park the car, go in, do your workout, that's a wonderful thing. So I do suggest a gym, but the reality of it is that you don't need it. And again, if you don't have it close by within distance to walk or ride your bike or drive your car within 5 minutes, I would not join it. The next piece that we have to really think about in terms of our actions and what we're hoping to accomplish is there a safety element to this? And there always is. And what I would suggest to you is always go see your doctor first, only for the simple fact that you want to get there okay, of course, but you want a baseline. And you can ask the doctor, can we get a body fat test here? Could you look at my cholesterol levels? Can we measure where I am, obviously, with a weighted scale that's accurate? And we can begin there. But always important for the doctor to know what all of your concerns are or potential symptoms are, and then if there's any need for him to do a workaround before you start exercise, at least you know when you begin your exercise, you're doing that in a safe measure. And then the final piece is, do I work out with a buddy? Do I work out with a trainer? Do I work out with you, Kurt? Who do I work out with? How do I get this going? And my suggestion to that is, if you're working out and you enjoy socializing, and I guess that pretty much everyone does after this crazy year, find somebody to work out with, and you can either do that in a setting where the two of you meet at the gym, and here's a really cool concept, have each other carry one another's gym shoes. So Joe's got John's gym shoes, Joe doesn't show up, John shows up, and John has no shoes to wear because Joe's got John's gym shoes, right? So it's an accountability concept. And that goes back to the concept of self-fidelity, all right? If you're expecting other people to show a truth concept in your life, you've got to give that truth concept to yourself. You have to be truthful to yourself and say, if I'm going to do these workouts, these are the workouts I'm going to do. When it comes to personal training, a lot of fitness centers offer first and complimentary training sessions, and I always encourage people to take part in those because those are many times the college ed students that are so deep diving into exercise physiology and kinesiology and all of the things that they just have this passion for, that they tend to oftentimes provide some really good workouts. Now, that is one. But number two, if in fact you decide to work with a personal trainer, make sure obviously that you get along with the individual that it's going to work for your timing, and that of course your options are such that you're going to meet those appointments. And this is an important one. A lot of people think, I'm going to get a personal trainer, therefore I'm going to show up. And what happens is that the trainer shows up and you don't, because you had a meeting, and then you call the trainer and you're like, I had a last minute meeting, and the trainer is in business and has multiple clients before and after you and can't accommodate, and you get charged for it. And then you get bummed out and you go, I'm done. So I always say to people, if you're gonna work out, set it up so that it works for you. And here's the reality today, guys, fitness can be virtual. You can do anything like we're doing it right now. So if you decide you want a trainer to work with you from 12 o'clock until 12:30 in the afternoon and you're in your office, buy a couple of 5-pound weights and a resistive band and have that trainer meet you on FaceTime and go that direction, right? You don't have to get in the car, go to the gym, do that deal. If that works for you, if in fact you really like that one-on-one connection, then make that happen as well. And then make sure that whatever facility you join, that you have an opportunity to experience that for a couple of days before you actually have to join. So I should back up on my wording there. Before you commit to a one-year membership, make sure that you've had at least 3-4 days to experience what that facility looks like, what the pacing is, what the population is like, when it's busy. Is it busiest when you work out? Are you able to even get on machines at that time? Important. And then of course, if you are in those locations, we always want to look at what's happening state by state relative to COVID regulations, and that they're following those. So as we continue to go through these surges back and forth, in and out, we want to make sure that we are in environments where they're addressing that and making sure that the people around us are also adhering to rules that provide safety. And we're just doing that for one another, so we don't have to get off on that tangent. But you are looking for the cleanliness of the facility, how often they're cleaning, and potentially what I've seen at a number of gyms is that when you come in the door, they give every single member their own spray bottle, and they give every single member their own towel. And then you spray the equipment before you start, you spray the equipment when you're done, and you wipe it at both times. When you're done, you put that spray bottle back, they disinfect the spray bottle, and that goes on to the next person later on. So that's a nice one. If you're not seeing that done at your gym, you might want to recommend that to the gym manager where you live. Regardless, guys, how you start is entirely up to you, but what I would say is that you pretty much, if you know that you've got general good physical health, can start today with a walk. That's activities of daily living. Set a 30-minute time frame, set it for 3 times a week. Just start with a 30-minute walk if you'd like, and then if you want to add some strength training, come visit me online, send me an email at kurt@thefreedomoffitness.com, or look at the website, www.thefreedomof.com. There's some really great concepts there to do on-demand training. Click on the on-demand videos and you can just get those downloaded and work out with them whenever it works best for you. All right, I'm wishing you all a great day. I want to thank you for taking the time to read this. If you liked the video, if you thought it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. Guys, have a wonderful afternoon.